Listen up. We are going back to basics. As a fellow female entrepreneur, I know you are feeling the long hours seated in front of a screen, constant deadlines, never ending to do list. You are exhausted. Usually means that you're just grabbing like whatever is convenient, whatever is in front of you. There's no plan, and it's this cycle that's keeping you feeling lackluster at best and ultimately feeling like you're not doing your best work. Maybe you're skipping meals and you're crashing later, or you're having like a massive portion in the evening when you do have time. All of these are a recipe for disaster in the long term. It's a cycle of exhaustion, brain fog, and lost productivity. It's holding you back from doing your best work with no energy to carry on your personal life. I've got you. Here's your personal invitation to join me for a brand new masterclass called Strategic Nutrition for Female Founders in Tech. Although, let's face it, we are all in tech at this point. You'll learn how to fuel your body and brain for peak performance. I'll show you how to create sustainable nutrition strategy that powers your personal focus, decision-making, and ability to take action in your business. You'll walk away with 3 key takeaways: a personalized, quick, and balanced meal plan, a strategy to combat sedentary lifestyle to enhance your digestion, circulation, and energy, a strategic macronutrient balancing for focus to balance your intake of lean proteins, healthy fats, and whole food carbs to maintain sustained energy, support your cognitive function, and enhance your performance. Sign up to stay informed via the link in the show notes. I can't wait to see you there. Welcome to Wellness is a Way of Life, the podcast for female leaders seeking sustainable energy, clarity, and confidence. I'm Megan Swan, your guide on a journey to mastering wellness as an integrated part of your life. Let's explore personalized wellness strategies that truly resonate with who you are. Welcome back to Wellness is a Way of Life. This is another solo episode live from the floor of my closet. Today, I wanted to dive into the ins and outs of decision fatigue. And for women, this is a huge energy leak. I mean, it applies across the board, but women, as we know, carry the majority of the cognitive load of not only our own lives and our children's lives, that of the household, and often coordinating partners, aging loved ones, anybody and everybody extra, pets that need attention, love, care, and attention. So decision fatigue is something that you can manage by making certain things in your life a thing you don't have to make a decision about on a daily basis. So a lot of high performance, CEOs, extremely successful entrepreneurs often talk about that they have the same exact breakfast every single day of their lives. And if you don't do this, at first you're probably like, what? Oh my gosh, that sounds so boring. Like I get so sick of, in my case, it was smoothie bowls for certain seasons. And as I've transitioned to Canada, it's often hot oatmeal with, the only thing I change up is the toppings I'm putting it on, just to give it a little different spin. But I also traveled with a woman from Japan, and she had like the exact breakfast every single day of her life. And it was amazing. She made me a bowl. I was staying at her place in Porto Escondido at the time. And it was basically hot oatmeal with a series of seeds and superfoods like cacao. And it was delicious. And I could, the point is, save mental energy. You need to be strategic here. So pick a breakfast. Maybe it's something that switches in and out seasonally, but pick a breakfast and just have the exact thing and stop spending mental energy, trying to figure out what's for breakfast. That saves you mental energy, not only in the moment of what do I feel like eating, but also as you're shopping over the weekend or just making sure that your house is stocked with the ingredients you need to make it. Like it just becomes this habit that allows you to remove decision fatigue out of that category of your life. Another common one, particularly for the fans of minimalist capsule wardrobes, is one, minimize your wardrobe. So break it down. You have 100 pieces and they all go together. And there's not any time spent deciding whether things go together. You can make it even more basic and you have, the same exact pants in 4 colors and you have the same exact 5 shirts in 3 colors each, these types of things where you're just pulling out of the closet what is in front of you and what is clean, and the way that you can, instead of toppings, it's accessories. So maybe you're deciding like what color pop earrings. If you know me, I love the pop earrings. I also accessorize with a different pop color of lipstick, or, maybe you're wearing all black, but what you're switching out every day is the kick-ass shoes, pop color of shoes or boots, scarves, also love scarves. So those are 2 main areas that you could essentially workshop it one Sunday afternoon, decide what you're doing for the next season, so 3 to 4 months, and then stop thinking about it. Just every day, that's what's happening. Another great one, also do the same thing with your workout clothes or wherever you're going, if you're Pilates, like stop thinking about what you're wearing to Pilates. Just have a series of outfits, you grab and go, and you're not spending time and energy deciding things that, at the end of the day don't really matter. Another way is blocking your calendar. So there's 2 aspects to this strategy. One is the self-awareness around what kind of work and in what format and where, these kind of things, at what point of the day works best for you. So I'm a morning person, so I get my best work done probably from 6 a.m. to noon, and then I can get things done in the afternoon, evening, less so. So anything that's, highly intellectual, like writing a new blog post or creating a new system, creating a workflow, designing things, I like to do that early morning when I'm, extra well nourished and rested and usually fresh from exercising my body, getting my blood pumping. Like that's just when all things fire best for me. So I schedule the majority of my day before 1 p.m. Of course, this also aligns with basically when my children are in school, it's also easier for me to get work done when I'm alone and there's no other distractions. And then instead of scheduling things into parts of my day where I know I'm going to be, managing the moms and them needing support with homework or whatever, I get way more done in a chunk of 6 hours in the morning when I work best, when my brain works best, when it's easiest for me to focus and concentrate. And I compress time by not trying to, be caring about anybody else at that point of time. That also looks like turning off my cell phone. You'll know, friends of mine, like I check in oftentimes in the very early morning into certain apps and, messaging platforms, and then I won't check back again until later that evening. So if you're trying to get a hold of me during the day, email is probably best. And yeah, I just intentionally don't check in with the world when I'm trying to get solid work done. So carve these workflow times out on your calendar the best that you can, and then stop making decisions on a day-to-day about what you're going to work on at a given point in time. Another way to do this or to look at it is on Sunday, early morning while you're drinking your coffee maybe, or some other time, like maybe it's Monday morning, you give yourself a little bit extra time to plan out your week, whatever feels best. And then you put it all on the calendar and you stick to it. So that on the day-to-day, you're not like, oh, well, do I feel like writing? Do I feel like answering emails? Do I feel like creating this new thing? Like everything has a place on the calendar, including, all the good things for you that you love to do. And I would always argue you should have 1 hour of joy on the calendar on a weekly basis. So block out your time, stop spending energy and time trying to figure out what you should be working on at a given point in time, and just follow your calendar and, check things off the list, if you will, if that makes you feel good. Otherwise, of course, there's always emergencies that come up and things that don't work out as they were planned. But the more that you can have these things etched out, find the freer you are energy and mental capacity and bandwidth wise to really focus on what you want and need to focus on. So another layer is the fundamentals, like what makes it easier for you to make decisions so that you're not, ruminating about big or little decisions. And this just all loops back to the fundamentals of optimal wellness. So we make better decisions when we're well rested. So if you are trying to make a decision about a big move in your business and it's 10 p.m., go to bed and make that decision when you wake up. Have you hydrated well that day? Have you eaten properly that day? Have you exercised your body, or is all of your tension and stress about this decision sitting in your shoulders or your neck or your stomach? Maybe you get knots in your stomach, or you feel tightness across the chest, like all of these common places that we women, especially in the hips, maybe you hold the emotions, the stress, the anxiety around not making a bad decision or not feeling like you're clear on what the decision is. I mean, this is one thing I really work a lot with clients, giving them tools to help them feel grounded and in these fundamentals. That's step one. But then what are some great tools to listen to your body, not just your mind, when you're making decisions? Because particularly as women, the body doesn't lie. The body knows what you should do. Even when you feel like you don't have intellectual clarity, it's probably because you're all mixed up with what, certain important people in your life think, what, your society thinks, your immediate friends might think. If you get into your body, and this is why a mindful practice of some sort, even just dancing to your favorite song, will help you get more into your body and out of your head and feel into. And it depends. If you want to get really more on the woo side, you can look at your human design. Human design actually tells you where in the body you tend to make your decisions best from. What kind of the generalities are: do you feel a decision in your heart space? Do you feel it in your gut, literally? And your gut, of course, is actually your intestines more than your stomach. Do you feel it in your stomach? Do you feel it in your womb space? Do you feel it in your turn on? Like, are you a badass woman that when an idea literally kind of turns you on, like that is your go-to to move ahead? So I'll leave you with that little spicy point. And I'd love to know if you have other ways that you have taken decision fatigue out of your life, other strategies. I know just in general, like clearing the clutter from your desk, making it really easy for in space and time, the physical and the mental to make these decisions, and where you can, just making it a non-decision or a no-brainer. Like every day we have hot oatmeal for breakfast. Every day we have, I will drop this in. So lately, as I'm getting used to life in Canada, I have also, it's kind of like double play. I've been wanting to test out different meal services because so many busy entrepreneur clients just do not have the bandwidth to be grocery shopping and meal planning and figuring out new recipes and all of that. So I'll get back and leave us off with that juicy point again, because I think it is so key. But two other things I want to add. So the meal services, you can find healthier versions, and what they help you, there's zero decision making about what's for dinner. You receive it in the mail. It's there to cook. It's portioned out. It's really a no-brainer. You can really just focus on the joy, the 20 minutes of cooking and connecting with the food and having a conversation with your loved one, or, maybe listening to a podcast like this one as you're cooking. I've been liking HelloFresh, but I'm in Canada, so I don't think that that's available throughout North America. But this is one of my favorite things to do for clients, is research what is the best based on how you like to eat meal plan, so that you can take this layer of decision fatigue out of your life. Interestingly, it often takes a layer of guilt. I have a lot of clients that feel super guilty. They feel motivated at first to buy all these fresh fruits and vegetables, but eventually they stop doing that because so many times they forget they have them, or they just, plans change and they sit there in the fridge and they go bad, and they feel so guilty about throwing out all this fresh produce that they stop buying it in general. So this is another solve for that. It's sending you the exact portions, and there's really little or no waste. Side tip, I'm ordering the 2 portions, and that's more than enough for myself and my 2 sons. Might not be this case when they're both teenagers, but at this stage, it's more than enough food for the 3 of us. And even now that my husband is joining in and enjoying these meals with us, really we're just like adding in like a little bit more of the starch, the potatoes, the rice, or whatever, and it usually can even go for 4 people. So little pro tip there. Lastly, another thing I often do for clients is create them an item bank around something that they feel like they have a lot of decision fatigue around. So for some clients, that's been like, what is their go-to self-care, or what is their go-to reward system when they get a lot of work done? What is their go-to list of recipes or items, or even places to order from Uber Eats? Like, what is the place and what is the order? Just so they're no longer making these decisions. It's like, okay, here's my list, my item bank, and I'm just going to pull something from it and done. And so it's not about, researching something on their own, or really even tapping into, what do I feel like eating? Like it's just a waste of energy. Like, of course, there's a lot to be tuning into. What do you feel like eating? But I honestly feel that's more of a weekend luxury, if you will, for most of us women that are just so tapped and busy and just trying to get through the day to day. You need to have a real strategy set in place for the week so that you're not spending extra time and energy figuring out what's going to be on the dinner table, what are you having for breakfast, what are you wearing, etc. So again, a little homework for this week is tap into where in your body, go back to a previous decision that it was like so intuitive for you, like what you wanted to do in that scenario. Go back and sit in that decision and ask yourself, tune in to the body. Where did you feel the certainty of that decision? Was it in your heart center, your gut, your stomach, your womb space? Does it turn you on? I'll leave it there. I'm wishing you an absolutely beautiful week, and I always love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this episode, please pass it on to a friend. Tag me on social media. Sending you so much love. Thanks for tuning in to Wellness is a Way of Life. Are you ready to make wellness a natural part of your routine? Let's stay connected. Go to meganswanwellness.com. Until next time, live well and thrive. Listen up. We are going back to basics. As a fellow female entrepreneur, I know you are feeling exhausted. The long hours, seated in front of a screen, constant deadlines, never-ending to-do list usually means you are grabbing whatever food is convenient. You might be skipping meals altogether or settling for something that leaves you crashing hours later. It's a vicious cycle. It's a recipe for disaster. It's a cycle of exhaustion, brain fog, and lost productivity. It's holding you back from doing your best work in your business. Here's your personal invitation to join me for a brand new masterclass called Strategic Nutrition for Female Founders in Tech. You'll learn how important it is to know what foods personally, truly make you thrive. There is no one-size-fits-all solution when it comes to food for peak performance. I will show you how to create a sustainable nutrition strategy that powers your focus, your decision-making, and your ability to take action in your business. You will walk away with 3 tangible takeaways: a personalized, quick, and balanced meal plan, a strategy for combating sedentary lifestyle that will enhance your digestion, circulation, and energy, and a strategic macronutrients snack idea bank for focus. Sign up and to stay informed via the link in the show notes. I can't wait to see you there.